Subscribe the channel for latest updates. Press the bell icon. Hello guys. This is a very good dictation, exam oriented dictation for all the course exams. So get ready for the dictation at the count of 3, 2, 1, start. Arbitrary and excessive imposts under the so-called privilege of the states are a great disincentive for development of industries in the public interest and for industrial development in general, and can render units unviable and sick. It is essential that there should be uniformity in the industry so that these are free from the vagaries and arbitrary and differential treatment meted out from state to state and even in the same state from time to time. Right to tax or levy must be in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. It is clear that all duties of excise, save and except the items specifically expected accepted in entry 84 of list 1 are generally within the taxing power of the central legislature. The state legislature has power, though limited, in imposing duties of excise. That power is circumscribed under entry 51 of list 2 of the 7th schedule to the Constitution. Para. In view of the subsequent amendments and additions to the levies in question are not pre-constitutional levies. After 1956 amendment to the Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951, bringing alcohol industries under fermentation industries as item 26 of the first schedule to the act, the control of this industry has vested exclusively in the union. Thereafter, licenses to manufacture both potable and non-potable alcohol is vested in the central government. Distilleries are manufacturing alcohol under the central licenses under IDR Act number. Privilege for manufacture, even if one existed, has been transferred to the distilleries by the state. The state cannot itself manufacture industrial alcohol without the permission of the central government. The states cannot claim to pass a right which these do not possess, nor can these states claim exclusive right to produce and manufacture industrial alcohol which are manufactured under the grant of license from the central government. Industrial alcohol cannot, upon coming into existence under such grant, be amenable to states' claim of exclusive possession of privilege. The state can neither rely on entry 8 of list 2 nor entry 33 of list 3 as a basis for such a claim. It cannot claim that under entry 33 of list 3 it can regulate industrial alcohol as a product of the scheduled industry because the union under section 18G of the IDR Act has evinced clear intention to occupy tile whole field. Even otherwise, sections like section 24A and 24B of the UP Act do not constitute any regulation in respect of the industrial alcohol as product of the scheduled industry. On the contrary, these purport to deal with the so-called transfer of privilege regarding manufacturing and sale. This power admittedly has been exercised by the state purporting to act under entry 8 of list 2 and not under entry 33 of list 3. The position with regard to control of alcohol industry has therefore undergone material and significant change, and the state is left with only powers to pass any legislation in the nature of prohibition of potable liquor referable to entry 6 of list 2 and regulating powers lay down regulations to ensure that non-potable alcohol is not diverted and misused as a substitute for potable alcohol and charge excise duty on potable alcohol and sales tax under entry 52 of list 2. However, sales tax cannot be charged on industrial alcohol in the present case because under the ethyl alcohol price control orders, sales tax cannot be charged by the state on industrial alcohol, and in case state is rendering any service as distinct from its claim of so-called grant of privilege, it may charge fees based on quid pro quo. Indian Mica and Mecanite Industries versus State of Bihar 1971 to SCC 236 relied on